So moving to something that's really useful, we have something called logarithmic differentiation here. Okay, so when we have some kind of power or some kind of expression that has some products and powers, we can use this technique where we take the log of both sides, take the derivative, and then solve for dy dx. Okay, and then we'll go substitute the original function here. So let's look at an example here, and I'm going to make this a little simpler. I'm going to just get rid of that little piece right there. And let's try that. Okay, so here's how this works. I know it didn't change it much, but that's just enough to make it complicated enough. All right, so here's how we do logarithmic differentiation. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the log, the natural log of both sides here. So we've got the natural log of y and the natural log of this whole thing. All right? Haven't done any derivatives yet. Now, with this, we're going to use our log rules, and we're going to break this up. Natural log of e to the x times x squared plus 4 to the fourth. And since this whole thing is division, we can write it as subtraction. So the natural log of, I'm going to write this as x plus 5 to the 1/2. I'm going to take that square root and write as 1/2. We can also break up, this is multiplication here. So multiplication of inside a log can be written as addition of x squared plus 4 minus, the natural log of x plus 5 to 1/2. Okay, almost there. We're getting real close. So natural log of y. Let's go ahead, and last thing we're going to do before we take our derivative is we're going to drop this down. Okay, so we've rewritten this. We've got the natural log of y equals the natural log of e to the x plus 4 times the natural log of x squared plus 4 minus 1/2 times the natural log of x plus 5. All right, so we've kind of broken this down into these simpler, smaller functions. So we can now take the derivative of this implicitly. So the derivative of both sides, and that gives us, using implicit differentiation here, the derivative of the inside is y prime over y. And the derivative here is this, okay? Well, first of all, let's come back actually. What is the natural log of e to the x? The natural log of e to the x is just x. So let's clean that up. That is just x. So the derivative of x is 1. The derivative, we got this 4. And the derivative here, we have u prime over u. U prime is derivative of the inside. That would be 2x all over x squared plus 4. Minus 1/2 is going to hang out from here. Derivative of the inside is 1 all over x plus 5. Okay? All right. And we're almost there. We're going to solve this for y prime. How do we solve for y prime? Well, we need to multiply by y. Okay? And we multiply by y, we get this. Y prime equals 1 plus, and let's go and multiply 4 times 2x, that's 8x, over x squared plus 4, minus, and let's go ahead and multiply this 2 out. We get 2x plus 10. And we have that whole thing times y, but what is y? Well, y is what we started with. So what we started with was this whole thing. Okay? So that whole mess, e to the x squared plus 4 to the fourth, all over square root of x plus 5. Okay, and there you have it. So we get a pretty complicated answer, but notice, we only did, 3-4 steps there. And the first few steps were just algebra, really, or pre-algebra, or pre-calculus, I guess. Okay? So, well, there you have it. So, one more little situation. We can have something like this, sine x to the cosine of x. Well, we can take the derivative. Let's say this. We got y equals sine x cosine x to the cosine x. Okay, and if we take the log of that, we get the natural log of y equals the natural log of this of sine x to the cosine x, but that cosine x can come out here. Okay. Now if we take the derivative of the whole thing here, we get y prime over y equals, well, we're going to have to do a little product rule here. Derivative of the first is negative sine x times the second, the natural log of sine x, plus the first cosine x times the derivative of the second. Well, the derivative of the second is u prime over u, and this is u prime is cosine x all over sine x. Okay? And then we'll clean this up, and last but not least, we'll multiply both sides by y. Okay? And that leaves us with y prime is negative sine x, natural log of sine x, plus cosine squared over x, cosine squared of x, sorry, over sine x. And that whole thing times y, which was sine x cosine x. Sine x to the cosine x, actually.